let's do this. Let's go over your predictions versus mine, and let's see how close we are together to these predictions.
Okay. So on my druid prediction, I have bear form, wolf form, and wyvern form.
Oh, you're doing like druid predictions. Okay, well, skip the druid predictions and go to like the 0.4 predictions. Because like obviously I can't predict shit I already know.
That's true. That's true. So I got Path of Tree addition / changes, which is kind of obvious.
Okay, yep, I'm on that also.
We know it's an endgame change patch, so I have Atlas Tree edition changes or rework.
Okay, yep. In-game mapping updates, changes to juicing, band-aid fix for the tablets, like readjusted. Yeah, okay. So so 2 for 2. 2 for 2. We got the same prediction list so far.
Okay, so we got new endgame bosses, which might include Uber bosses.
I have that in the maybe section. I thought new bosses / new Uber bosses is a solid maybe.
I have that on a not maybe. I have new ascendancies for the current classes.
Yes, that is in the like I actually think that is coming section. Like I actually think new ascendancies. And so correct me if I'm wrong, but the sorceress, the huntress, the monk, and the ranger are the ones that do not have a third ascendancy yet. Just those 4, right?
I think so, yeah.
So I could
we're gonna see all of them or some.
I think all of them's copium. I do think that we will see, obviously, druid. I would assume all 3 ascendancies for the druid, but maybe they do like a 2-drop like they did with the huntress. And then I would assume we get
2.
You think it 2? And then 2 new ascendancies with either, you know, like a monk and a ranger gets one, or huntress and monk or something like I would assume 2 at the higher end. If we get 4 new ascendancies, good lord.
So the way I see it is, I think that they might space them out, because like if they have, let's pretend that they have to do 2 more launches before the game launches.
Yeah.
So 0.5, 0.6 for 2 more acts, and they might not have a new class ready for maybe only one of them. I think they're gonna want to have a bunch of new ascendancies to launch for those as well, so that those releases gets juicier, if you know what I mean. So I don't think they want to blow everything, but maybe I'm coping.
Oh wait, I thought you were just saying you thought all of them were going to be coming.
No, I'm just saying, like, if we don't get all of them, I think that's
right.
approach would be. But I do think we're going to get the remaining 3 classes, because like the progression-wise, we know they cut Toda, we know they cut the Druid for 0.3, so they were basically almost ready. So we'll get them now, and maybe that gave them enough time to get the other ascendancies done. That's kind of where I'm sitting.
Toda, I think Toda is 100% coming. They didn't have any Toda shit when I was there, so like I don't even know where they are in the development process there. But like Toda, I mean, we've already got the area. They already have the design of it from PoE 1. It seems like they probably wanted it in 0.3 where they couldn't fit it in. I would assume we're getting Toda. And honestly, Toda itself, if we do get Toda, would be a pretty large, that would actually be a pretty juicy update to the game.
Yeah, for sure. They might even make that the league mechanic as an introduction of the 3rd way of ascending. Maybe. I don't think so, though, but we'll get the 3rd ascendancy for sure. The 3rd way of ascending, rather.
I thought that is the 3rd trial. I thought that was like, I thought it was confirmed. It's like, I thought it was talkative try or something in an interview where he like pseudo leaked it or something. I thought it was pretty much confirmed, but I mean, I could be wrong here. I'm just going through memory. Okay, so where are you sitting on? Yeah, do you want to do the? Should we combine chats? Do you want to do that thing here? We're gonna yap for a bit. All right.
You knocking or?
Sure. I'll knock.
Should I?
And I already posted the video going through my predictions, but if you want, you could cut the conversation together too and throw it on your YouTube or whatever.
I already recorded it earlier. So.
Oh, perfect. There you go. Okay. Invite guest. GhazzyTV. I'm inviting the GhazzyTron.
The GhazzyTron.
Oh, Kikis just said the prediction video is already up.
Oh, hell yeah. It's fast as fuck, boy.
9 minutes ago. Oh, shit.
God. Did you get the invite? Should be there.
Now I got a notification.
There we go. All right.
I see it.
There we go. Working. All right.
All good?
Should be fine.
Call.
All right, the chats can attack each other now. you go, boys. Harass each other.
Inciting violence. What is this?
Absolutely.
Hate collab.
But what happens when you combine the chat for the 7 TV emotes? Like, do you get both of them? Like, if you have a 7 TV emote that's not enabled in mine, or do you only see your side?
I'm assuming we see both.
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
Where do you see that?
You use 7 TV, surely.
Yeah, I think I have both. BT TV and 7.
I don't think I use BT. I think I used to use BT TV, not use 7. Anyway, off topic. Okay, Delve. Let's go to Delve. So where are you sitting on Delve? All right, I got my take. I want to hear your take on whether or not you think Delve's coming. Then I'm gonna give you my take.
I think Delve is so far away from joining PoE 2 now that I don't even have it in my maybe list, or even not. It's not even in my not list. I just ignored it.
Yeah, I had it in my prediction list, and I actually had it in the like possibilities part, but I should have put in the what I don't think is coming, because I don't think there's any chance Delve is coming. And also, I think this is my hot take, but I think it would be a bad idea to work on Delve right now, as opposed to like something else. Like it's a not. So here's my take on it. Okay, Delve is an out of map way, which it sounds like a hot take until I explain. Delve is an out of map game mode. Okay, the current weakest point of Path of Exile 2, I think we all could agree, and it's fair to say, is mapping in the in-game. It's just currently very shallow. Okay, juicing's a little bit tedious. The actual amount of mechanics that are available in the map is fairly low, and what we actually need currently is additions in terms of in-map mechanics. So we want things like Legion, just as an example, like the Abyss was a good one, because these are things that can both show up in the campaign as you go through the campaign, as well as are continually farmable within the map itself. And the lack of variety in maps, I think, is a big issue currently in the end game. So if we add like Delve as the main thing, that's pulling you away from making maps better and putting all of the kind of juice in like a side thing at the moment. Even though normally you would think I'd like that because I like Blight, it seems like the focus would then be away from maps. And if you make Delve good enough, then like, why would you not just farm Delve instead of mapping? Like, I think you should probably have the next League mechanic actually be something that makes mapping better, or at least give you more potential difference to have where you can specialize into on the map, or do different mechanics if you want to focus on different mechanics, as opposed to just having a minigame.
Well, another thing to point out is that the way the Atlas is set up in PoE 2 makes it feel like a non-scaling Delve experience compared to the mapping system in PoE 1, right?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I don't really have an issue with the Atlas at the moment either. I know that's kind of a separate subject, but I was going to ask your opinion on that too.
No, I'm not opposed to it. I think it's pretty cool. I think that the initial experience was pretty, like the whole exploration, a part of it was really fun. It needs some tuning and improvements, but I don't mind it. But no, I think it's more likely we'll see some like bestiary would be pretty cool with the whole druid and the huntress that was recently released. Plus, what Marcus said is that every time they introduce a new league mechanic, the idea is to further the advancements of crafting availabilities in the game. So it makes sense to me that they're going to add another kind of crafting mechanic, and bestiary seems like a pretty obvious take from that. And Delve does bring fossils though.
I feel like a bestiary would be a good addition, and because the thing, they have the marking system on the map too. Like, I mean, they could have it marked, right? Like they do in PoE 1. You can like have those rares marked, so you could hunt them down if you want. Gives you another in-map mechanic. It does add more juicing. Einhar would be a nice addition. I actually wouldn't mind bestiary actually as an add. It is on theme with Druid, as your chat points out. I mean, actually, that would not be a bad addition. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. But mostly as well, I don't know how the fuck they're gonna deal with Delve as a crafting mechanic, because they don't want re-rolling of your entire item. That's where alteration is not in the game, right? So how the hell is fossils gonna work?
Well, okay. I think that when it comes to crafting, I think it's a little bit different than the mechanic itself, which is like, I think they're going to be, like they said in their interviews, the mechanics that are coming are going to be based upon ones they already know that they can kind of adjust and have assets for and make it development a little bit easier. But I don't think that means the rewards have to fit one for one with what they're going to do. So when they introduce fossils, I would significantly doubt they are introduced in a way which is concurrent with PoE 1's fossils. I would extremely doubt that.
No, for sure. I mean, I'm just asking, like, how do you think fossils would work? Let's say they introduce fossils on resonators.
Okay, so what would my version of fossils be? Is basically question
in a PoE2 setting.
Okay, so let me think about this. Fossils are introduced. How about something with the base item, which it actually alters? You know, you're putting a fossil into it itself, so you're adjusting the base item in a way that you can then build upon. Maybe something for, like you get a white piece of gear, so it makes exceptionals a little bit more interesting. So let's say you get a white exceptional base, you can use a fossil on it to like further juice up that base before you end up actually begin the crafting on it. I don't know, maybe something like that, a little bit different. Ghazzy's gone silent, he hates this idea.
Because I feel like guaranteeing a mod would be like, that's just an essence.
Yeah. No. Right? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I don't think the pool plus the affix pool in PoE 2, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but is significantly smaller, is it not? So like the whole has more of these, removes less of those is almost like guaranteeing it. I mean, that's why homogenizing is so strong, because it's so easy to be able to slam exactly what you want onto it. So I would assume that fossils cannot do that, as it would basically be an OP version of homogenizing.
Yeah, and it would just be a 2.0 version of essences as well. Let's say they make it, oh, well, you can combine these. This resonator turns into a Giga Regal. You'll add X amount of mods and they'll have these things. It's just, like, I don't know. It just feels weird. Because no matter what I think about when it comes to fossils, it will either just be another version of Essence, or it will be like a pseudo homogenizing.
Okay, let's talk about
base item makes more sense.
Let's talk about that for a moment. Homogenizing Exalts, homogenizing Regos, right? What are the chances that these remain in the game in their current iteration?
I hope they remove them entirely.
Do you think they're overall bad for the current health of the game?
I think they need more crafting mechanics and removing that. The level of deterministic crafting they introduced to the game was a nice breath of fresh air compared to the previous craft without them, but it also removed mid-tier items. People played with shit items and then they made gig items. There was no in between as a result of them.
How about if they okay, here's a throw this one at you. What about if they changed them to make it more likely as opposed to guaranteeing?
How would that work?
So if you use a homogenizing Exalt, they're like a fossil. You are more likely to get, a similar mod or something. But you don't get the, none of the others. It's like, okay, homogenizing Exalt, you are, 80% more likely to get. So that way you can actually miss a slam. It's not a guarantee. Then the valuation of the homogenizing isn't around the fact that it's guaranteed to be deterministic.
Maybe. But then the whole value of them and the attractiveness of them goes down to the point where it's like barely worth bothering them to begin with. And now they become a shit item or shit omen to use. Not only do you take away the value of them, they become kind of meh.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I suppose I guess I'm more thinking if you think they should be removed because they're that unhealthy, is there a way to find a middle ground where it's like, no, they have a role, but they're not,
Okay, so I think they should scrap the idea of removing a benchcraft. I think they should reintroduce the benchcraft, but the benchcraft should be very limited. And instead of having omens and everything, which is player market controlled, they should have a div sync and an exalt sync for applying omens through a benchcraft. So an homogenizing exaltation should be like, hey, to use this one, it's going to cost you 2 divines. as an example. I think they should do something like that. So there would be, like in PoE1, you have metacrafts that cost 2 divines. And I think that they should be on a bench craft with a guaranteed cost that's flat as a sink. That's what I think
agree with the div
happen.
sync. I fundamentally think a div sync would be nice as well. I somehow doubt that an exalt sync would make a difference. I don't know, again, the whole like economy debate again, but it's like the exalts themselves just don't apply value in the game, basically. Like they don't have value. They would add more value with an exalt sync, so we probably should have one in terms of a craft, but I don't think they're like the currency that actually matters in the game, because slamming an individual stat on an item kind of doesn't matter.
I mean, that's why the market transitions from Exalts Divines to Chaos Divines pretty quickly, right? Because Exalt just disappears. So the inflation just kicks hard. But I mean, I think homogenizing Exaltations was great, but they're too strong. I don't think there's a healthy way to balance it. But what I think they should do is gate the cost of it as a flat fee from a bench, and then having that pseudo nerf, if you will, combined with more crafting mechanics in the game. I think that would be a better way to do it, because like ultimately they want items on the ground to be what you pick up. That's your upgrades. They want that to happen. They don't want you to always craft your items, right? And homogenizing Exaltation, Omen is bringing it back to PoE1. You buy your base, you craft it to perfection. That's kind of the approach right now. And items on the ground are literally useless, because once we figured out how to work with those, most of the blaster gamers, we stopped looting rares.
Okay, so here's where I get confused, though. First of all, you're correct, but second of all, where I get a little bit confused is when we had in the previous patch, everyone was angry that there's no crafting in the game, and everyone is asking for deterministic crafting and PoE1 crafting. Then we get it, and it's well received, but now people don't want it, and it goes the other way. So it's like, okay, well, we want the other. I do agree about Grand Loot not being as impactful, but I think that's primarily a rare item like tier 5 issue. Like no one really cares about like rare tier 5s that much. Like the blue ones absolutely are valuable. The non-magic items like kind of don't matter, because you do want homogenizing, for instance. So it's, how much do we think they're right that you really want the value to be on ground loot, as opposed to the entertainment of the game is coming from the deterministic crafting, and we like the PoE1 crafting? Do you think they went too far that one way just from the one patch, or what do you think the actual solution here is? And you know, how far to one side or the other do you think we are?
I mean, I think that the homogenizing Exaltation was great because of the fact that now we actually got proper crafting. The problem is it was too strong. Similar to how when Harvest was introduced to the game, everybody loved it. It was the best thing ever. It was before you came into the game in PoE1. It was the most amazing craft ever. Everybody made 6 tier 1 items. Deterministically, it was wild. And then they had to nerf it down to be more realistic, and everybody was so upset about that. But the game became healthier as a result of it. I think that they gave us the crafting, but it's too strong in general, and I don't know how they're going to balance that to make like, because what I think is good for the game from my perspective. I mean, everyone has different opinions, right? But I think somewhere between 0.2 and 0.3 is kind of like where I feel like we should have on crafting, and they can't achieve that without adding more crafting mechanics that will help alleviate that pressure. And to achieve that, homogenizing Exaltation needs to see some sort of adjustments to it. I just don't know how. Your idea with it having a higher probability of hitting something, maybe that will do some to it, but I mean, it will have the same result. But if it's gated on like a benchcraft static cost, that will also achieve the whole div sync approach to it. So that could help with it being a higher probability. Sure, that could maybe be a solution to it. But in the end, I think that more crafting mechanics to allow for more venues of adjusting items would be a good thing to do. Another thing they could do is similar to what we have in Delve in PoE1, where there are certain modifiers that only exist on items that drops from certain locations in Delve that cannot be rolled. Yeah. Now you bring up that would allow us to have a more interest in looting rare items, because they might have that modifier that you're looking for. And then you can always recom that over to the item that you can then craft on if the item you looted isn't good enough, right? I don't know. They want items from the ground to be good. And that kind of disappeared with the 0.3 patch. That's my current problem with it. And I think that the balance could very likely be to have modifiers that you cannot craft, that you have to find, and then you craft with those items. That could be a solution, I guess.
I do agree that I would like to see Expedition, like in Recomming, get a bit of a buff. I would really like to see that in 0.4. I don't know if they're going to make it. I think they're focused on new content as opposed to like reworking stuff that's already in. But the positioning currently of the current positioning of Expedition, I feel like, is lackluster outside of Oroth. It's arguable Expedition has the best boss to farm, but maybe the weakest mechanic in and of itself. Because Ritual is good. We just talked about homogenizing. You know, Breach is good. The Catalyst Rings are great. For instance, you can farm Zesht, etc. Like Breach is also good XP, and that's where like normal loot drops can come from too. Delirium, I mean, that's where you get your map anoints that you actually need. And you know, adds, you can get quantity, rarity, etc. So I don't think the other ones are too bad. But Expedition kind of feels a little bit like there's not really reason for it to exist outside of like trying to farm Oroth. And I also don't think the Expedition logbooks like are that exciting. So I would like to see those maybe buffed a little bit too. So I'd like to see some changes there. But in terms of league mechanics, okay, so we both agree we don't think Delve is coming. If you had to put your finger on, and you said maybe Bestuary, but what's your, if I was going to lock you down, one guess, what is it? You got one shot, one opportunity. What you got? Where you putting your money? Well, we're on the roulette wheel.
Yeah, I'd put my meatball in Mom's spaghetti right at the Bestiary for sure.
Bestiary, you're going Bestiary. I think that's a pretty solid guess.
I think so.
There's not really any
thematically fitting as well.
It is,
and I mean, based on the conversation I had with Jonathan, like we talked about one of the issues with Tamed Beast. You know, the find a checkpoint and fish for the mods you want, Tamed Beast bullshittery. So I talked to Jonathan about that, and after some time having a conversation with him, he said, well, the best solution would be to allow players to tame the beast after it's been killed, because we accidentally kill the beast you might want to tame, right? But then thematically that wouldn't work, because now it's not taming a beast, it's raising a corpse. And they're very, very, very picky about making sure that they're thematically staying on point with how things work in the game. And I think that weaves very well into what they've done. For example, the Abyssal Lich Ascendancy, that it fits very well with the Abyssal stuff, obviously. And I think that in general, the way they're approaching the game as a whole with every one of these launches, they try to stay on point thematically, and Bestiary would stay on point thematically as a league mechanic.
You know, in terms about being on theme, I know Mark's really good at that. When I was down there in the office, like I actually saw him like actively talking about it with people trying to figure out like, okay, does this fit? Does like this make sense? Like he doesn't just want to throw shit in there that doesn't actually make sense. I respected that.
So what's your take though? What's your finger pointing
you know, it's hard for me because we don't really have, I don't think we have any teasers or any leaks or anything. The only thing we have is data mine delve shit, right? I mean, isn't that like it? So it's kind of hard because I don't really think we have anything to work with. I think Bestiary makes the most sense from a thematic point of view, and you're right. I think like Legion would be nice in terms of like like an actual mapping addition to the game. I kind of would love to see something that's a little bit, maybe add like fleshing out the crafting a little bit more, but dare I say Harvest would be a good one too, because you know then you get more additions there. But I feel like Harvest maybe potentially was a mistake. It would be nice to see some in-map mechanic that is more than just killing mobs in the circle, that has like something else going on to it. If I had to have a gun to my head, what would I actually pick? I don't think it's
How long has the delve data mine been in the GGPK file?
Quite a while, hasn't it? I think it's been in there a while.
Because I mean, we have like summon animate companion and summon demon magus has been there since the beta launched, and we haven't seen them come to fruition. So just because delve happens to be there in references doesn't mean that that's going to be the next one, right? Because I mean,
I agree with you. I'm of the same. Yeah. I'm of the same mindset. I think it kind of got a refreshment in the conspiracy theory about delve coming because in Act 4, There's the Delve mentions where you get to see like Nico's camp, for instance. So I think that those little tidbits kind of referenced it. And then, you know, Rise of the Abyss, you're going down, and so I think people kind of like just put 2 and 2 together. But I don't really think that's, I mean, you reference shit all the time in the campaign. I don't think that necessarily means that that's like the next League mechanic. Like, I don't think they dropped that in 0.3 on purpose to League 0.4's Delve. I just think that happens to be like the Isle where, you know, the world is getting fleshed out with Nico. I don't think that necessarily means it's coming.
No.
But I actually don't have an answer. I'm gonna just guess Legion for the sake of being different. Because Legion, for the Legion could have more jewels. I love jewels in PoE. I think the addition of the timeless jewels was significant. Because the passive tree is kind of like a little boring. So.
Libine in your chat has a really cool idea with the bestiary / metamorphosis combination. Did you ever touch metamorphosis or know what it is?
Yeah, no, I was around for metamorphosis. Okay. I don't.
Right.
I'm just gonna say I didn't like metamorphosis at all. So like, I kind of hope that shit doesn't come. Like, that was
nobody liked.
I didn't want to do this Build-A-Bear thing. It felt like, you know, like the Arc Nemesis from Last Epoch. You know, where like the dude, like the Nemesis or whatever, like he shows up and like you like click him and he goes away and he shows back up. It kind of felt like that, and I didn't, you know, that shit was kind of boring to me too, if I'm being honest.
I'm allergic to the word arch nemesis.
Oh, that's Calandra League thing, right?
One of the 2 only really bad leagues GGG has ever given us. There's some other bad leagues like Necropolis, sure, but there's 2 leagues that has been the worst ever.
Dude, I think I'm the only guy on the planet that likes Necropolis. If I had $1 every time someone shits on Necropolis, I mean, I was loving that shit. I was playing HCSSF and I could make exactly what I wanted. Or no, actually, I was playing trade because I had to buy a million fucking corpses, and the corpses kept clogging up my inventory. It was really annoying. You know what? Never mind. It was a dog shit league because you had to grab all these fucking corpses. And you had to put them in just the right order, and then without fail, I would fuck up and have one corpse left in there that I didn't want to have, and it would ruin my entire expensive craft, and I'd be broke again. No, actually, you know what? I'm wrong. It was a dog shit league.
You know, it's a shame you never got to experience Harvest in its full glory.
That's why I hear that one was like, you know, it was like the Rise of the Abyss here. It's like pretty OP. Yo, Dayton, thank you.
Way better than that. It's like way better.
What made it so strong? Why was Harvest absolutely insane?
I mean, if you take away the whole setting up your garden shit, which was fun for like one day, then it was the most annoying shit ever. Essentially, the crafting options you had available to you was Necropolis on cocaine, without the whole mini game of placing corpses and graves everywhere. It was just instantaneous, full force power. It's the only league that I had 4 or 5 characters in full mirror gear and like fucking 900 divs extra spare outside of it. Like, and that was just me not even trying hard to push currency. Everyone in the entire player base had like the best fucking gear in the universe. Everyone was gods. Like there was no difference between a 1% player and a casual player. Everyone was literal gods. It's like Diablo 4. That's a good way to put it. Everyone was just gods.
So what?
People loved it.
The Genesis tree, is it even a certain percentage of the way to that? Like the Genesis tree feels pretty nutty to me.
Oh, but that gives you like mid-tier items, like good solid rares, right? Like really good solid rares. You could get a pair of boots that normally would sell for like 5 to 8 divines. You'd get them when you look at the market, they cost like 10 chaos to make because of the Genesis tree. But I'm talking about like, you could make fucking giga weapons, the best armors, you could craft mirror tier gear with not too much effort.
Good lord.
Oh yeah, you could craft influence gear in Harvest as well. It was fucking wild, man. What also happened, why people are so upset about it, is that instead of taking the league away, rebalancing it, and then reintroducing it, which is what they're doing with mercenaries, they did the mistake of the league after Harvest. They gave us Harvest again in its full glory with no adjustments. So there were 2 leagues in a row that people freaking loved. And then the league after, they were like, you know what? No. And then they nerfed the living crap out of it. But it was one of those situations where everyone agreed that it was too strong, similar to how homogenizing exaltations is too strong in PoE2. And if you ask 1,000 people, how should they adjust this? You would get 1,000 different answers. And no matter what answer or solution they would go with, it would not go to the point where the majority of the players would agree with it. So no matter what they did, people would hate on them for it, which is exactly what happened. They nerfed it, and the majority of player base did not like the solution they went with. And I think it's a result of them giving us the league after Harvest had the non-nerfed Harvest version, whereas in Mercenary League that was cool for Mercenary. And instead of giving us that without nerfing it, the league after, they've taken it down entirely, and then they give us back the nerfed version later. And I think that has a better impact towards the community than giving us that with full power.
You know what's interesting is there's a theme here where it seems like the most hated PoE leagues are the ones that give you the best gear. Like, the PoE players want to suffer. Necropolis League, you can make crazy gear, people fucking hated it. The Genesis Tree right now, people are saying they don't like the league, and it's like a low retention one, you can shit out good gear. The Harvest League, you can shit out crazy gear.
People hated Necropolis League because of all the other stuff you had to do to achieve that. But everybody loved Harvest, which was basically Necropolis League, but made much easier to understand and work with.
But now people talk, I've never heard, I mean, maybe when they were playing it, but now people talk about Harvest was like, you know, OP and too good. Like, that's, whenever I hear someone talk about it in chat, it's always that.
Well, it was too OP, but people still loved it.
Yeah,
kind
of
of
like,
one of the most beloved leagues that's ever been.
I guess the point I was getting to is the highest retention league is the one where loot was coming from the ground, from killing mobs, which was Affliction. And the ones that people talk about that are controversial seem to be the ones where you can craft the gear like crazy.
The Harvest had really good retention as well.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it had fantastic retention.
Okay. Oh, well.
You know what did not have good retention? Necropolis. And Keeper.
And Keeper.
Keeper is like 3% off or something.
Keeper is super easy to get the gear, but the mapping itself isn't good. See, I was wondering, I guess where I'm going with the point is not necessarily making a point, but just like curious if, I think what people want to be doing is not sitting around min-maxing UIs and crafting gear. They want to be like killing the bajillion mobs and seeing the dopamine that pops on the ground. Like they, you know, the one that has the most juiced minion drop loot is the one that's going to have the best retention.
I think that retention has less to do with how OP we can get and more about the excitement of just generic mapping.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
That seems to be the ongoing theme, right? Because the drops are god awful in Keepers right now. As a result, people are having less fun playing.
I think it's about the chase. Like, I think ARPGs are all about the chase. Like, people want to have the possibility of the next minion, the next rock they turn over having the mirror. And like Affliction, you had that. You always had like, what's the next map going to give? You know, everything from, you know, juicing with the Wisp was kind of fun to like actually doing the mechanic and shitting out like the Abyss Spires and all that. Like, you could actually juice like crazy. And so you always had the moment of like, what's the next map going to give? Which actually brings me to the next one of our predictions as we go through here, which is new uniques coming to the game on the prediction list. I'm assuming you have that on your prediction as well.
Say that again. I was reading it.
Sure. Which is what I was saying, that on our 0.4 league prediction list, I have new uniques and potentially chase uniques coming from bossing specifically. Do you have that on your prediction sheet as well? You think new uniques are coming in 0.4?
I did not add that to the list. No, I think that's self-explanatory. I think they're going to introduce new uniques every patch.
Okay, how about chase uniques? So I'm talking things like Headhunter, you know, Palm Scepter, the gloves, the death gloves, I forget the name of it, Inarticulated Death or whatever they're called. And then I don't know if you feel this way also, but I feel like uniques from bosses in 0.1 for instance, were very chase. Like, you would find yourself killing bosses a lot to get uniques. Obviously, some of them were overpowered. We saw the nerf of Ingenuity. We saw the nerf of Hands of Wisdom in Action, and even Arbiter's Chess Piece. I forget the name off the top of my head, but that nerf still confuses me. But we saw a little bit of nerfs from, like, boss chase uniques. But when that happened, then I feel like the only thing that can actually drop from these bosses currently are, like, prismatic jewels. And if it's not a jewel, I don't really know, outside of Oroth Flask, what exactly I'm looking for from a boss drop. So I would really like to see some chase uniques from bosses that actually have, like, a decent position.
I mean, they've said several times that they need more uniques in the game, including chase uniques. So to me, it's like very obvious that every time they have it launched, they're going to introduce more uniques and more chase uniques. So I don't think that's a question mark. I think that's something we should expect every league launch at this point.
So you're in the 100% we're going to get chase uniques from bosses this league.
I definitely think so.
Yo, yes. Manifested, thank you.
Which also would indicate the idea of new endgame bosses and potentially Uber bosses for those chase uniques. Because that would make sense, right?
True. If we don't get Uber bosses, then it would have to be balance changes of the gear that's already there, or new additions to the bosses and the unique. But then you're diluting the pool a bit. I just think most of the uniques that drop from the bosses right now are, like, kind of bad. Like, even the PoE 1 uniques that are kind of bad from bosses have some use. Like, you can sell a Maven belt sometimes. You can sell what is the Shaper glove sometimes. Like, some of the items can actually have some use here and there. They have some base value at least.
It's fair. But I mean, chase uniques don't have to be specifically from bosses either.
True. I mean, I agree with you. While I agree, I find that there's, outside of damage testing and the fun of it, what in PoE 2 right now, if you logged in with your character, what would be the reason for you farming, let's say, 10 bosses? Like, why? The jewel, and that's about it, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know, man.
All right, new support gems and skills. You think we're getting that too?
I mean, obviously the druid stuff, right? There's still skills that are not in the game yet, right? But it would make sense to me that they introduce new skills or missing skills in general.
Multiple weapons, maybe? I know people have been saying that they think maybe we're getting multiple weapons. I don't think so, because that means they would be multiple classes. Like, obviously a new weapon's coming with a new class every time, right? 100% of the time.
We'll get talismans, yeah, for sure.
Oh, so you think they are doing the talisman thing for the shape-shifting?
Well, if you log into the game right now and go to tooltips, check quality, then martial weapons. In martial weapons, there's talismans, which is referencing shape-shifting.
No shit. Let me look. Hold on. In-game, you're saying. Let me see.
In-game. Right now.
All right. I'm pulling it up. I have not seen this.
Alt over your weapon, click on quality, then click martial weapons, and you'll see talismans right there.
No shot. All right. 1 second.
So
pulling it up.
Polish YouTuber, his name is Piotr, who had a video on it. So I didn't know before that.
Launching. Give me a moment. My computer is very slow. It is only a 5090
PC. What do you mean slow?
5090 and a 9950 X3D, best PC in the world, and my Path of Exile is launching. Hold on, white screen of death, waiting for program response. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I need a third PC in order to actually be able to load the game. Okay. And yeah, PoE 2 starts up slowly now. Yes, it does. All right, so let me see here.
I've been
logging
having
in.
Loading screens as well. I don't even know what's costing it.
Okay. All right, so I go in game.
We're talking about all these things. It's obviously our personal take on it. I'm kind of curious what chat has to say. Well, both our chats have to say what you guys' expectations are on what we're talking about. Because like me and Dark, we're talking about our takes on things, and that doesn't always resonate with what the community wants. So I'd love to see chat spam up your takes on these things as we're talking.
So I know what the chat wants, and chat, you have to say this, is that you want Warrior to be buffed and everyone else to be nerfed. Okay, so quality. Martial weapon. Attack, axes, bows, claws, crossbows, daggers, flails, maces, quarterstaffs, spears, swords, and talismans.
There you go.
Interesting. Talismans confirmed.
My take is that Druid will start with a Voltaic Staff or a Talisman. The Voltaic Staff has the Lightning Bolt. And that also means that if they do, I think that the starting skill will either be a Volcano or a Shapeshifting skill. That's what I think the Druid will start with.
Talismans are two-handed melee weapons that require strength and intelligence to equip. Allow you to use shape-shifting skills, although each talisman is associated with specific shapeshift form. Allowing talisman allows you to use skills from all forms. Wait, what the fuck does that mean?
They added a tooltip as a reference for the demon form. That's what I think, maybe. But I also think that with 0.3, we're supposed to have the Druid in the game, and they cut it. I just think that snuck in there as a preemptive addition for the Druid release. And since we didn't get Druid in 0.3, it's in the game now, tooltip-wise, in preparation for 0.4. That's my take on it. I might be coping hard here, but that's what I believe.
Using a skill that is not compatible with your shape-shifted form will automatically revert you to human form. I wonder how much these skills are going to like really expand build making, because you have to be within the form to do it. They're pretty rigid, right? But I guess if it's a weapon and not tied, so they're not tied to ascendancy at all. So you can shapeshift in any class basically.
You can have a Tailwind Deadeye bear.
If we have another fucking Deadeye, if Deadeye is the best version of all of the forms, I'm gonna fucking lose it, dude. But Bear Warrior,
surely,
yeah, Bear Warrior.
The Wyvern form is not gonna be a Deadeye, right?
I don't know, it doesn't look like anything to me. Shape-shifting, huh? Okay. Well, that's interesting. So that's confirmed. All right, and passive traits obviously giving rework.
Wait, did you just confirm the Wyvern? Is that what you said?
No, I'm talking about the talismans and shapeshifts. I know you're trying to scratch every little bit here. I'm sorry, I'm not a GhazzyTV. I don't leak anything ever. Not that there's something to leak.
Okay.
Like, I'm not gonna pull Druid information out of a box like a Starforge PC drawn out of a box before it's time. Okay, buddy. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it together.
Okay. I've only leaked 2 things. That was one of them. I don't know what the other one was. I don't remember.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why I'm the leaker when it's only happened twice.
I think I know. You just said it happened. Look, you're confirming. You're confirming right now. It has actually happened.
I know that happened. Okay. I know that happened. It was very embarrassing. I felt so bad about it.
Good. Just add it to the, sit in. You have to sit in the corner and think about what you've done.
I did actually. After that stream, I was crying in a corner, and I had a dummy hat on me as well.
Yeah. The dunce cap. The leaker. We need some fan art of Ghazzy like in the corner, sad. You know, the Sage face with a dunce cap on that says leaker.
Bro, don't say that. There's surely someone in chat that's gonna have the talent to actually make that a thing.
I need that right now in my Discord, ! Discord. I will tweet it out with Ghazzy wearing the dunce cap. Immediately, please. Yeah. No AI. I need you to actually spend hours. Labor of love. Thank you very much. Okay, moving on. Passive tree additions. So obviously the left side of the tree is like all placeholder. It's getting additions, but do you think we're going to see changes outside of left? So you think we're going to see changes, updates, more things, just like we saw in 0.3?
To what specifically?
To non-top left side of the tree. You think we're going to see intelligence, dexterity, strength side of the trees? Like, you think we're going to see more changes, buffs, additions, what you want to call it, to passive tree?
Oh yeah. I think they're going to tackle defenses. Again. I think they're going to attempt to tackle defenses again.
So you think they're coming for the ES boys?
Yes. I definitely think they're finally coming properly for the ES boys this time. And I think that they're going to make deflection not shit. And they will, again, try to make armor good again. Try. Emphasis on try. I think they're going to do that. At least attempt it.
Okay, so cut ES in half, buff HP by 45%, make armor twice as good as it is currently, and make maces 3 times the current attack speed, and then we've got something going. That's minimum.
That sounds very accurate, yes. I also think they're going to make minions go on a resurrection timer when weapon swapping or something like that. They have to do something about the weapon swap summon playstyle.
I like that. You know what I think would make sense thematically is you can only resurrect minions after you kill a mob in every map, and then once they're dead because they're expended. So minions themselves just don't resurrect anymore, and you need to kill mobs every map to get them, because I mean Necromancer can't just summon a skeleton out of nowhere. You have to have a dead mob first. So I think that would thematically make more sense, and they like thematic, so let's go with that.
Just give us Desecrate before you start saying shit like that.
No, remove that out of the game. You can't.
Christ.
He's not Jesus. He can't
fuck?
just like spawn. You can't make 50 loaves of bread out of the one. I'm gonna need to see some heavy minion nerfs.
Sure, you can make 50 loaves of bread out of one. They'd just be very small loaves.
That's SRS, I guess.
I mean, I'll carve off my calves or something and make small minions.
Oh no, dude, your character's gonna be getting smaller every map.
Can you imagine? Well, soon we'll run around like fucking Act 3, Diablo 2, Necromancer Pygmy minions.
Have you seen when they introduced the PoE 2 like goblin skin? They introduced it to PoE 1 also. Have you seen that skin in town? With it actually with the druid,
Wait, the skin works in PoE 1?
Yeah, the green goblin skin. Have you seen what it does in town?
No.
Let me see.
Didn't know that worked.
I sent it to a screenshot to Pox like forever ago. Let me scroll up our conversation and I'll see. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Here, I'll pull it up on screen real quick for people so they can see it. And I sent it to you there. Okay, that's the skin.
Doesn't look that bad.
But he's tiny. So look at the RF circle. He's as big as a rock. You're just a little.
Oh, so he actually is small. I just thought this was, Pox's RF build covering the entire screen.
No. This is like I just threw RF on. I mean, like this is how big your guy is. Look at the ground. Like you're like the size of someone's foot. You're tiny. It's really funny.
That's kind of funny though. Does it change your hitbox out of curiosity?
No. You can't do it in maps. It's only in town that works. They made it in town cosmetic only.
Have you seen the mimic pet?
I think so. Doesn't it eat shit? Like it eats the goblin troop or something?
I don't know if it does that, but I made a new character called Your Stash, because if you use that, you get a skill on your action bar that you can turn into the mimic. And I went into, I tried to do it to you, but you were installed a self-found. I was sitting in their hideouts, like randomly in their hideouts, and it just says when you turn into the stash, it shows up as if you are their stash.
Oh, that's good.
If you click on it, the mimic just rises up and starts chewing around it.
Oh, that's good.
It was absolutely hilarious.
I was using it all league and someone
don't work in maps.
Someone joined trade and was so confused. That's great. All right, how about here's the next one, all right? The Atlas tree itself, do you think we're going to see changes in like a major rework or update to the Atlas tree in PoE 2? Because that's one I think is
the Atlas tree.
Yeah, I think that's a major
I definitely
addition.
think so. It's an in-game patch, right? And they do need to put a lot of effort into fixing that shit. And I think the Atlas tree is part of that, because the Atlas tree is too bare bone, whereas in PoE 1 it's like massive. You can really cater your gameplay experience. I think somewhere between the two games would be a good middle ground, personally.
I like I don't have problems with the ever-expanding Atlas part. I know people are 50-50 on that, but for me, the Atlas tree, the more I think about it, the more I think is like actually the problem is there's no specialization. So you have...
Exactly. It's very bare bone.
Yeah, it's bare bone, but you also can do everything at the same time, which I originally kind of liked. Because like, oh, I can do this and that, but the more I think about it, the less, like, if you can do it all, you can't make them all OP. So like, I'm not becoming like a breach guy or a ritual farmer. It's just, did I do my ritual? Did I do my breach? Did I do my expedition? Max them out, and then you kind of feel done. As opposed to like, I'm going to try a ritual specialization and I'm farming ritual. So the ability to do all of them makes it where they kind of can't make, they kind of can't make them all OP because everyone does all of them. But if they have them all in the same tree and you actually have to choose to invest your points into the Atlas tree, then you can kind of make each one special.
Yeah. But they also don't want to have PoE 2 become PoE 1, right? If they make it too vast, then they're going to have to give us 2-3 Atlas tree templates. And now we have an exact replica of PoE 1 again. Right?
I mean, I suppose so, but I would think that the maps would be their most... Like, the mapping system is their most successful template already. Like, it's kind of a core part of the PoE 1.
Oh, yeah. For sure. I mean, something needs to be done either way. I think that providing more and better options in general would be the solution to help endgame fixes in PoE 2.
See people talking about towers. I see multiple people mentioning towers. Like, they've already basically been removed from the game. Though I do think there would be one nice addition to towers. My take is like, right now they just give vision, but I think they should give the unique tablet as a base where if you do a tower, it allows you to like teleport anywhere within the vision range of the tower. Like, just get that for free.
Just by default?
Yeah, just give it by default. I don't understand why that would be a problem. Because right now it literally only gives vision. And if you go to each one of the towers, you're rewarded for going to the towers themselves. It's not like you have to worry about invalidating the juicing because that's not tied to the towers anymore anyway. Like, the towers kind of don't really have...
There are problems with that, though.
If
they did that, they would have to cut the towers down to be very, very, very rare. The problem with it is that there are certain unique maps with the extra dangerous bosses, whatever the fuck they're called, that you need to unlock access to it by doing something beforehand. One of them is a totem requirement, but the others just need you to unlock the path to it. But
the tablet doesn't
like that.
They don't have to worry about that because the tablet doesn't skip that anyway. You still have to.
Are you sure?
But you still have to do the other things. You still have to unlock it.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. I mean, I tried doing that this league. I could be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure the tablet doesn't work.
One, but I'm pretty sure it works for the other. I might be wrong though.
I mean, I didn't think it did, but I could be mistaken. I thought I tried that already, and then it didn't let me. And I was like, ah, shit. And then you just had to go and click
let's put it this way. If it didn't impact that, I like the idea. Because I think that one of the biggest problems is traversing the Atlas, especially for casual players. I mean, I'm not a casual player, so it's hard for me to make a judgment call on this, right? But my understanding is that traversing the Atlas and exploring is limited to the players that don't play it an obnoxious, unhealthy amount of hours like ourselves, right? So sure. Yeah, I'm on board. I'm on board with that. I think that would be a really cool change. It doesn't impact much other than, hey, you can traverse faster, which sounds like a really good idea. Because I think a lot of casual players would very much appreciate that. But that's just my take on it.
I think one of the worst parts of the game currently is having to push into, like, very slowly push into the maps to explore. I don't think people would mind going from tower to tower, like hopping quickly. and would actually make towers like a good feeling when you receive one as opposed to a bad feeling. Of like, oh, it's just, you know,
fair.
It's just vision or something.
But it would also be kind of abused by blaster players as well. We would just run tower, skip, find the citadels. But I mean, I don't think that's a big problem. I think that the upsides of it for casual players should outweigh that, to be fair.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like I don't think it would impact anything other than just quality of life. Like it removes the tax of having to move around the map a bit, but it doesn't actually. It doesn't actually increase juicing or anything. Like, it doesn't affect any of the economy or anything, except arguably citadel fragments. Which is, like, fine, because there's actually no loot beyond the bosses. And the Ubers, you still have to, like, unlock the ability to get the Uber ones anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not opposed to it. As long as it doesn't apply to the danger bosses, to be able to bypass the prerequisites of that, I think that that's a pretty damn good solution. You're giving some sort of inherent value to towers that is currently lacking. I think that's a really good idea, actually. But I mean, again, it's easier to get response on a topic like that or an idea like that from the type of player base that would actually benefit from it. What does chat say? What do you guys think, chat? About DM's idea? Is that a win? Is that a W or an L take? I think it's a win take, but it's like it's hard for us blasters to make a judgment call on these things.
The longer you talk, the longer the delay is going to be. That's actually true. So they are adding in a minute for every minute we're yapping.
Delay for what?
Delay for the release to be out. They said that they're going to push it back.
What do you mean?
They said they're going to push it back for as long as this conversation goes up past the 11 a.m. PST.
Yeah. So we should just shut the fuck up. Sit here in silence. Let's have a silent hour.
So what, more in the loss of tower juicing?
Yes.
I know you're a huge fan of those, right? You loved the tower juicing.
You know, I never did it.
Yeah, I only did it if I happened to like run into it by accident. I always chased for fragments. I kind of didn't care about doing the towers because the towers just pissed me off.
Yep. No, I never used it. I hated it, so I never did. Then they made the change, and the super high-end users were complaining that the ceiling got lowered, and I never experienced that because I never did the juicing. But now that I can juice every map, which is the ceiling is lower, but now I actually engage with juicing it because it was accessible to everyone. I love the change personally.
They brought down the ceiling a bit, but it doesn't really affect me because I wasn't really pushing the ceiling to maxed out quantity anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's the boat I'm in, but that's also the significant majority of the players was in that boat. But then you have the fraction of a percent players that did do the super juicing and are upset about it. But I also firmly believe that it was better to create a healthier game overall.
They had to do something about the towers. I still think it's a band-aid fix because currently the process of like setting up a tower is actually a pain in the ass, or not a tower, but the map is actually a pain in the ass. That's why I would assume that we're going to get some kind of change to the way mapping works, or the tablets, or the juicing with delirium and all that. Like, there's got to be a streamlined process, or that lightless passage dude. It's got to sit in the map or in our hideout or something to allow us to do shit in there too. Because having to, you know, literally hit a loading screen before you hit a loading screen to do the map is like crazy.
Yeah.
The device in the hideout that the tabs go into. Yeah, something. Or just the dude sitting in your hideout or something. A little, like, green well pot that you throw him in yourself. Because your man is learned enough to, like, actually use the green juice himself or some shit. The green hot tub.
Are you doing a hot tub stream in December?
Bro, it's cold as fuck out.
That's the perfect time to use the hot tub.
Yeah, but to sit in there for hours on a stream, probably not. It's like a 10-minute dip.
10 minutes?
You telling me when it's 20 below out, you go out and sit in your hot tub for hours?
Yeah, I'll bring a fucking bottle of rum, a cigar.
Yeah, that's cap. That's cap.
What?
That's you absolutely not sit in the hot tub for hours in the middle of in like crazy weather. Absolutely not.
What are you talking about? I just yesterday got snow here for once.
Congratulations. We've had snow for like fucking forever, and
yeah, okay.
The temperature, there's no way you can't, because you're still wet on the face. Like, you can go out when it's cold and look at like the northern lights or whatever, but you can't sit in there for like 60 minutes to 2 hours. Like you have to be.
Me and my fiance during the wintertime, we sit for an hour, 2 hours. Not much more than 2 hours for sure, but
okay,
1 or 2 hours for sure.
How cold is it? How cold is it getting? Is it like 25 degrees Fahrenheit or something?
Anything
just
from freezing to like 5-6 below Celsius.
Okay.
Not much colder than that. There hasn't been much colder than that in ages here in Sweden, where I live at least.
Yeah, I mean, if you're right around the temperature of freezing, yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah. But like anywhere between freezing to like, say 4 or 5 Celsius below. I haven't done it below that though. But like we have, I don't know how you have it with your hot tub, but it's like we have these. It's like a closed section outdoors with like walls, if you will. It's like we don't get very. It's not windy.
Yeah, I don't have closed walls or anything like that. It's just sitting there.
But I mean, as long as it's not windy, it's really, really nice for you then. But it's gotta be like this nice little snow cover as you walk out to it, freezing your fucking tits off. And as soon as you get in, it needs to be 39 or 40 degrees Celsius in the water. It's so good, dude. A bottle of rum and a cigar. Can't get much better, man.
Yeah, I think I'm capped at like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Like the worst part too is getting out, because then you get out and you're like trying not to have icicles on your tits by the time you get back inside the house.
How far away from your house is this hot tub, dude? What the fuck?
10 feet.
10 feet?
Yeah, absolutely.
10 feet is what? 3 meters?
Yeah. Shit's fucking cold,
dude.
Yeah,
I got about 2 or 3 meters from my sunroom from my hot tub, yeah.
Yeah, bro, it's cold as shit. Dude, 20 below, walking wet in a swimsuit. Yeah, that shit's fucking cold.
Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Fahrenheit. It's absolutely fucking freezing.
NEF2C. What the fuck?
What?
You have negative 28 degrees Celsius?
Yeah, it can get cold as shit here, dude. It's Alaska. I mean, right now it's not that cold.
Okay. I take back everything I said. I believe you. I'm okay. Like, no. I get that. I don't get minus 28 degrees Celsius in Sweden.
Yeah, it gets fucking freezing here.
We had that back in the Ice Age.
No, it gets really cold, yeah.
At least where I live. And further north, you'll hit those numbers, but not where I live.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely insane here.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not spending 2 hours and wet in that. Like,
yeah, no,
I don't care if I'm in a hot tub or not. Dude.
I get freezing to like -4. Let's see, how much is -5 C to F? Yeah, so like 20 degrees Fahrenheit.
Bro, that's fine.
Not negative.
That's fine, bro.
Yeah.
I don't wear a coat in that. Like, you just, if I'm going out, like, that's fine. Like, I'm talking, actually in the middle of the winter, like fucking 8 p.m. or something. Like, it gets.
Okay, but that is the middle of winter for us, though. But we can't do 8 p.m. because we need to put my daughter to bed first. So, like, when we go out, it's like 10, 11 p.m.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I see here. Yeah, no, we're talking different degrees.
Yeah. Because we said 20 below. It's like, I don't even know how much that is in Fahrenheit. What's the freezing temperature in F? It's like 30 something?
32. It's like, that's why it's like, dude, 32 degrees is warm here. Like in Fahrenheit. At freezing is warm here. Like, that's fine.
Where I live during the winter, we get around freezing during winter.
Yeah, that's like okay. That's like our spring. Like that's very warm.
Like that's like right now I have -1 Celsius outside, and it'll hit. No, it's the coldest we get today. -1 degrees. It's freezing up until 1 a.m. Then it goes positive 1 degree, 2 degrees. Sunrise at 8 a.m. and then it hits 2 degrees.
Yeah, that's I don't know. Like these are fine temperatures. It's only when it gets like really cold that it actually sucks. Like the cold where when you go outside and you breathe, like it hurts to breathe. Like that's the type of cold I'm talking about. Like the rest is fine. The rest is fine.
Bro, I get just over 7 hours of sunlight tomorrow. Oh my god. The sun will be up for like 7 hours. That's crazy.
It's a lot of hours. You have some good sunlight.
Jesus. That's a lot of hours of sun.
Yeah, you're stacked over there.
Yeah. But you have the same, right? You only have like during the peak winter, like 5, 6 hours of sunlight.
Oh yeah, or less. I mean, you get a few hours. It depends where you're at, how north you are. The more north you are, the less sun you're gonna get. I mean, some places here they get like an hour or something, but I don't live in those places. I'm still pretty north.
Yeah. No, I live very far down south in Sweden, on the west coast. We get about 7 hours, give or take, of sunlight. Peak winter, we get about 6, I think.
Is the PoE2 talk over now? It's a weather channel. Are you guys not aware that the next league mechanic is weather? That's why we're talking about it. Because what they're doing is they're doing seasonal effects based upon the temperature of your location. So if you are 25 degrees, below in Fahrenheit, the end game is going to have your character shaking and freezing, going like when he's casting stuff. But if it's warm where you're at, then you're going to get a lot more tropical paradise maps, so you're going to get a lot more bonus XP. So the biomes of the Atlas itself will change based upon your location. So that's why VPN sales are through the roof. We'll have a guide out on that. Hashtag NordVPN, not an ad.
Oh, man. That would actually be pretty cool, though. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, so I'm having to, that's why I'm moving from Alaska. The fucking frost biome's terrible. I need to use local knowledge and go to a grass biome, right?
Exactly. Like VPN to the Mediterranean or something.
Yep. That's the move.
We still haven't had a tavern talk where the two of us are in our hot tubs.
Yeah, we do need to actually do that. It would have been better to do that in the summer.
Yeah.
June.
Summer's a bit rough for me, though.
Let's aim for June.
Warm. Peak summer. Oh, man. How does DM feel about riding a druid in team maps? Pumpkin fucking tweeted that.
Yeah, I said that in the live stream. I was throwing out like stupid shit as always, and then someone like sent the clip to Fubgun. Tweeted that out.
Got him.
Got him, boys.
Yeah, Congress. Yeah, what's up, dude? When will you find a mirror? Fuck off.
Didn't you find like 3 mirrors this league or something fucking stupid?
Have you found your mirror yet?
Of course not, dude. I'm like actually playing the game in a normal way. You think I'm gonna find a mirror anytime in this lifetime? Like, absolutely not.
Bro, I didn't even find one during Affliction League. That's how fucked I am.
Alright, this guy's get permanently banned. I don't know what the fuck.
Alright, is he banned in my channel?
I don't know.
Here, let me fix that.
He's just constantly flaming you, so.
I banned him in my channel as well.
Ghazi, who would DM bite? The fuck? What is this chat on today?
Bro, they've been on a biting topic for at least 2 hours of today's stream. At least 2 hours.
Biting? All the fucking furries are gonna come out with this shit, aren't they? Like, there's gonna be furries everywhere.
You had a furry suit, don't you?
Well, I thought we weren't going to talk about that. I mean, that's another leak, Ghazi. You said if I brought that when I went to LA, that you wouldn't bring it up.
Sorry. That's my third leak then.
Alright. Yo, the girlfriend got, where is it? There's a pillow around here somewhere that says something about like furry love for Christmas or some shit. She got it because we have a cat and she thought it was cute for the cat and it has like ears on it. So she put it in the background here, and then later on, people were like, yo, Darth's a fucking furry, because there's like this pillow with like furry love or some shit with ears in the background. It was pretty funny. And then when we went to TwitchCon, this lady was handing out like free bags, and the girlfriend took one of them, and I looked at the bag, and it was like you know, it said some furry shit like, oh, you know, I'm a furry, I love other furries, or something like shit like that. I was like, God damn it, babe! Like you're everyone, you know, realize everyone's gonna think I'm a furry. Like what's going on? You're really trying to tank my rep here.
You know, I feel like I've had several years fair share of furries after that TwitchCon, dude. Good
Jesus
Lord.
Christ. It was, dude, it felt like a furry convention. Furry and anime convention. I don't even know why we bothered going there.
I mean, there were some fun moments, like watching that female tournament called the Milk Cup.
Okay, that's a marketing disaster. I don't know what they were thinking with that one.
And there was a dude who won.
I didn't see that.
There was a guy who won the entire thing in a female-only tournament. It was on Reddit as well.
Did you go watch the tournament or something?
No, I just saw the Reddit clip. I had an interview and there's a dude. I mean, I'm sure he identified as a chick, but whatever. It was a dude who won the female-only Milk Cup. You can't make this shit up, man. Holy fuck. It was Fortnite, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't see a clip for it.
Must be joking. No, it's real. The winner of the Milk Cup was a fucking dude.
I probably would have named it. I probably would have named that tournament something different.
I feel a lot that too, you know. I mean, it made sense for the product, but when they made it female only, I'm like, this is... No. No. You know? That kind of sums it up. So, Peak. You think you want to hit up Rax and see if we can schedule it? Like, before for the reveal stream?
Well, we do want to do it.
Like, I'm down for whatever. Like, I'm literally just sitting here stalling and talking about leaks and data mine info, digging through code. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm playing a tower defense game, maybe some Tarkov, some more Arc Raiders. That's about
shit.
It. That's
here's some.
doing.
Okay, we'll leave a thing in the chat, but wait, is this true? EHE just announced the mic isn't coming back.
On Twitter?
Is that real? Hold on.
Is that on Twitter or what?
Oh, I just got a DM from one of the mods. Let's see.
What?
Not Last Epoch mod, one of my mods. Let me see here. Last Epoch. Oh, it is true.
There's a tweet. I'll link it to you. Here.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Mike will be out for the rest of the year, and Derek, our player experience manager, will be hosting the Friday Q&A streams in his place. There will be no streams on November 28th, December 19th, December 26th, and January 2nd.
Well, I mean, that just says he'll be out for the rest of the year. It doesn't mean he's like leaving, right? Didn't he have? I thought he had some health concerns or something, right? I mean, that could just be that. I did see that they said.
That doesn't sound.
Yeah, that doesn't. I thought he was like quitting. I did see that they're hiring, like literally lead everything: lead animator, lead visual FX, lead level design, lead producer, creative director, principal game engineer, senior gameplay engineer, and design producer. It kind of sounds like they're hiring somebody to literally be the head of actually everything. So I mean,
I mean, they need people with industry experience, is my understanding.
Yeah, but if you're a Last Epoch fan, wouldn't you just want like the guys who made the game that you're a fan of to like be the heads? I mean, you think you'd be hiring like underlings to help them, not like people that are going to design the game.
I also thought that what's the company's name Crafton was going to supply them with people.
Well, I mean, maybe that's what they're doing. Like they're high, this is probably because they have money to spend, right?
Yeah.
Lead does not mean manager. It means people with experience. Yeah, it could be that. It could just be a title thing, I suppose.
Lee was bought by Crafton.
What was it? Crafton
what
announced
happened to
Huh?
Crafton and Subnautica? What happened there?
I don't know if we had any news, like actual news, since the last news on it. I think it's kind of the same thing, right?
No, I haven't heard anything at least.
Subnautica is one of my favorite games.
I never played it.
Really?
No. Can you party play? Or is it a solo game?
It's a solo game. The next one was supposed to be multiplayer. Subnautica 2, I was really looking forward to. So I hope that doesn't get actually crunched, because that would be important.
I'll try Subnautica 2 for sure.
If you haven't played the original, then you're going to want to play the original, because the original is best. They have like an additional one, but I don't know if it's like, I don't know if the second one is one I would recommend. I mean, they have a below zero one, which is okay. It's not great or anything. The first one was really good, but the below zero was like kind of like, eh.
It's fair.
That's a horror game you should play.
If I've bought you a Spettercock, yeah. I need you to come over to Sweden and visit sometime, DM.
You say you buy me a speckled cock? Like what?
Spettercock, yeah. It's a pastry.
I'm good on that. Sounds like, I don't know. It doesn't sound like something I'm not interested in, I'll be honest.
Pretty good.
Did we go through our full prediction list? Let's wrap up the prediction list. And then,
yeah, how far did we get?
Okay, let's see. We were on Chase Uniques.
Oh yeah, I have a prediction for the 0.4 release stuff, for the reveal stream.
Okay.
I have a prediction that I think they're going to actually announce the month/date for the actual PoE2 launch in the reveal, and I think that will be in December 2026.
You are so. Oh wait, never mind. I thought you were gonna say for the league. I thought you were talking about the league. I was about to say you are so stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But no, you mean the actual full release. You're talking like full on out of early access 1.0.
1.0 full release. Yes, they already said the 12th. I know how.
I know. That's why I'm saying like this. Yeah, like I thought you were hyping me up just to leave me a turd here for a moment.
No, I think they will make an announcement regarding the full release. I think they will actually do that. And hear me out. Here's my reasoning.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm not judging that partially.
Not judging. Okay, here's my reasoning.
Okay.
There's a couple of context things, right? One, Jonathan has said they wanted the beta to last for 1 year. They're not making that. That would have been this December. They're not making that. They also said they wanted to release in December. If they can't make that, they might instead launch it in the next launch, which would be March or April. March or April is a horrible time frame to launch the date. But Jonathan has also said they wanted to preferably have 3 successful launches in a row, back to back to back, before they launch the game.
Yeah.
They also want all the X done. That's not happening by 0.5, which means if it's not happening in March or April, they're not going to launch it for summer because the summer primetime release is taken by PoE 1, which means PoE 2's next release is August. August is a terrible month for a big launch like that, which means it is more likely that they're going to then postpone it and have it for December next year, even though the game might be ready for launch in August next year, which means that business-wise, it makes very much sense for them to launch in December, which means that they can announce that already now and telling people it is happening December next year. That's my reasoning.
Can you say that again? I'm sorry, I was doing something. I missed most of it.
I'm not saying that again.
So December. I think I waited to the end. You said December, right?
December 26th, yes.
Okay, yeah. So I also think it's going to be December 26th because that's when there's going to be another anniversary. That's it. That's my logic.
You think just because it's an anniversary?
That's exactly what I think. And also, if you look at the way the moon is reflected off the Druid teaser, you can see. In fact, I'm going to pull it up here for you so that you can actually see. I'm going to show you exactly why it's actually leaked. So if you pull up this right here, you can see in the reflection of the moon, what is there? There is one that's kind of combined, and then there's another claw / here. So that these are one combined. This is another one that's two. Two for what? The two are coming together and combining right here. What is this actually symbolize? This symbolizes one thing. What came out as one thing? That would be the early access. There was one early access. So one early access combined with the two means double anniversary to the early access. You times 2 by 1, that's 2 once again. Anniversary twice comes out 2026. Then that means we have the anniversary full release 2026. And then what do you see here? You see one druid. How many arms? 2 arms, okay? But 1 times 2 is 2, minus 1 again, that's 1. 1.0 released, anniversary, December 2026.
Put your girlfriend on the phone. I need to talk to her to check if you've taken your meds.
No, this is... What do you mean, dude? This is like, this makes as much sense as your fucking spiel.
Is, you forgot to take your meds for at least 3 days now. That's what I'm hearing. That and too much Red Bull.
I mean, I've had one Red Bull today, okay? Please, Red Bull, please sponsor me. I want to be the second ever Twitch streamer Red Bull athlete. I sit in this chair very well.
I somehow do not believe that's your first Red Bull of the day.
It's one.
I think that's your 7th.
One Red Bull. I've been up like an hour. I've been awake is exactly however long this Twitch stream's been on.
Huh.
But yeah, no, you're probably right. 2026. I give you 2026 December. Full release. But okay, hold on. How many leagues is that then? I mean, actual leagues. Just forget fuck Dawn of the Hun 0.1. So then that means 1 in Abysso, 2 in December, 3 in January, February, March, May, right? May, and then 4 more. No, that would actually be March, right? Because December is like a month-ish, so it'd be March.
March, April.
Okay. April, May,
and it's a terrible month to release the game in, and I don't think it will be ready.
July,
and August is a terrible month because right after summer.
So July would be 3. Yeah, no, it would have to be December. It would have to be December because that would be.
It makes the most sense business-wise, right? And also, it's their biggest launch ever with Tencent money in the background. They are going to market this like never before. So if they know it's not happening in March, April, or August, and they set a date schedule-wise, it's gonna happen December, that means they have an entire year of pushing marketing, which makes sense.
Okay,
right?
But then you think they're really gonna release the 1.0 right before they go on fucking vacation?
They don't do vacation that well on December. So like they always push big releases. PoE 1 has had a history of launching their big expansions every December. Like they're gonna keep doing that. Their biggest launches.
Like they launched their big thing right before a long break. That is kind of.
They've done it very successfully for many years.
I know. I'm just saying, like, that's odd though. Like you do your full release, like your big release, and then you're like, all right, we're out of here.
I don't know. I mean, I see what you're saying, but it's like they've always done this, right? And December is like you have 2 time frames on the year that is the best to do these big launches. You have start of summer, peak summer, PoE1 is taking that time slot, and a better one is Christmas holidays, and PoE2 has that locked in. So when they launch, they're gonna want to do that in December.
No, I mean, I get it.
I think the game will be ready by August. From what I've been hearing and what we've seen so far, its game is probably ready to launch in August.
How many
but
things?
I think they're going to
how
hold
many
off.
things do they still need before we actually think it's ready to be considered a 1.0? I mean, you need new classes. You definitely need new fucking weapons. We need mapping basically to be added. We need a minimum of like 3 new league mechanics to be added in the game. Crafting has to continually be fleshed out. We definitely need balance changes. I mean, it kind of needs a lot to be honest.
3 releases. Yeah, 3 releases. 2 acts in 3 releases.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about the campaign.
They could also launch the game with the introduction of the latest, the last campaign could be part of the launch as well. So 3 launches, this one and 2 more launches, right? To add 1 act.
Okay, so then that would mean 0.5, if we're really going down conspiracy theory, is, let's say, the next act. There's 2 more acts. So let's say Act 5. Then the one after that is going to be class release. The one after that is the actual 1.0 launch with the final campaign. So they launch 1.0 with the campaign itself going. That would track. And then that means we have Druid.
Would make sense, right?
And then maybe next release is like 2 melee classes, like you get Assassin plus Duelist or something.
It makes sense, right? Like logically speaking.
Yeah, I mean time-wise, it actually the pieces are connecting there.